Hello everyone. It's the Europa League draw. Europa League group stage draw today. Should be starting from midday. The program, I don't quite know when the draw will actually start, but we got some time to get into it, look at the groups and things like that. So I hope you guys are doing good. I did an earlier show because it is transfer deadline day today, everyone. The window closes at 11 o'clock. And it's a bit hard for West Ham because we've got that game at Luton at 8. So I think David Moyes and overall the club are not happy with the way it's worked out. But hopefully it'll be okay. If we are going to sign any players today, then by 8 o'clock, you hope that the medical and things like that have been done. But I think he was worried about the players that could be going. So people like Ben Johnson, Cornet, Danny Ings, people like that. He didn't know whether to put them in the squad or not, whether they need to rush off a last minute medical. So that kind of messes it up a bit. But I will be doing a live transfer window show from around 2 o'clock onwards. So yeah, we'll carry that on till the Luton game. But for now, in this one, we'll concentrate on the Europa League group stage draw, which should be starting soon. 32 clubs, everyone. Split into 8 groups of 4. Yeah. And then I think it's the top 2 go through into the last 16, I think, top of my head. But as you can see on the bottom ticker, I've got pot 1 in there for you guys. So I hope you can see pot 1. Yeah, so pot 1. We can't be drawn against, obviously, anyone in pot 1 because we are pot 1. And that's Liverpool, Roma, Ajax, Villarreal, Bayer Leverkusen, Atlanta, where Scamacca is, Rangers. I know a lot of you want to be drawn with Rangers, but they're going to be pot 1. So pot 1 is going to be leading one of the 8 groups, so you can't play anyone there. Pot 2, we've got Sporting Lisbon. I've got a friend who lives in Lisbon. He wants me to help him get tickets if we play them. You got Rennes of France, Real Betis, Marseille, Payet's old club Marseille, Slavia Prague, Olympiacos, LASK and Karabakh. And then pot 3 I've got on the screen for you guys because I couldn't fit it all in. So pot 3 you got some teams like Brighton in there. I don't think again we can be drawn with Brighton. I don't think we can draw Brighton because same country. I could be wrong. Sparta Prague in there. So you got Slavia Prague, Sparta Prague, Kretensky obviously got 40% holding in one of those clubs. Maccabi Haifa, Israeli team. Pot 4, AEK Athens, you probably know. Panathinaikos is a big name. The rest I'm not too sure about. Hakan, Rakow, Servette, Toulouse, people like that. So again, a lot of big clubs in there, including pot 1. A lot of Champions League clubs in there. Liverpool, obviously. Ajax. So yeah, again, tough. But I will stick my head out and say that basically you will find that year by year the British clubs, we're very, very strong. Very, very strong. So you expect West Ham, Brighton, Liverpool, I think, to get into the latter stages, knockout stages in this tournament, I think. I could be wrong, but you are finding out that the more money the Premier League's got, our squads are really, really strong. And Italy, Spain, Germany, they do struggle. Obviously, got clubs like Bayern and Champions League always be big, but when you pit us up against, Ajax has sold 5-6 players, everyone, haven't they? So they're going to be suffering a bit. You expect West Ham to obviously beat Rangers, I think. Liverpool, if we do draw them, that's going to be one to avoid, I think. Yeah, I don't want to play Liverpool because they clearly are and always will be a very good team to play against. Atlanta, Scamacca, everyone. So that again could be in the next round if we get through. Villarreal, very good European stock company there, been around a long time in cup competitions. Roma, AS Roma, rivals to Lazio. That's Mourinho's Roma. West Ham. Yeah, let's see what's going on in the chat, and then we kind of look at what kind of scenarios could be down there. So Bill's in there. Bill, how you doing, mate? I know you've given it a bit of a break. Bill's got his own sort of channel. He does a lot of vlogs down there, didn't you, Bill? But Bill's had a good 3-4 month rest. He's dying to get back. So Bill, you can jump on board whenever you want, mate. Send you the link. Bill's excited. Here we go. Oh, brilliant! Thanks for confirming, mate. That's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought that we can't from the same country for now. And listen, that's fine. I know we beat Brighton, but Brighton Liverpool over 2 legs. That would be quite hard early on, wouldn't it? And another popular question you guys always ask me is when is the first match? Obviously, 8 groups of 4. Everyone plays each other home and away, and I think top 2 go through to the last 16, which again I think is a knockout. First leg, 21st of September we're looking at. And if you remember, like, all the games are on one day, but you've got a couple that kick off around 4 or 5 o'clock, if you remember, then the rest around 8 o'clock, I think. So 21st of September, everyone. Those of you that are lucky to get any tickets, that's the date. We are going to be playing the first leg. So I'm just going to leave that up there for now. Champions League draw was made yesterday. As you know, quite a tough draw for some teams. Man City, I think, are okay. Newcastle got in a tough group, weren't they? They were in a really, really tough group. But if you look at pot 2, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you pot 2 now, and then we'll kind of let me share my screens and you can see pot 1, pot 2. So pot 2, let me know in the chat who you don't want. I think we got to stage. I think even Frankie was mentioning that. It's time to kind of play some big teams, visit some really iconic grounds around Europe. So, if you want to visit Ajax, Amsterdam's always a fun city to visit, even though they've actually put a stop to all these stag parties and hen nights and that kind of thing. So Amsterdam are pulling the plugs on those kind of visitors, and they're kind of the flights that go there, they're kind of being limited a bit. So they're very, very strict on that. But yeah, Ajax is kind of big, but pot 2 anyway, so forget Ajax and pot 2 got Sporting Lisbon, who are rivals to Benfica in Portugal, huge club. Ronaldo came from them, and they sell so many clubs to the Champions League. So Lisbon again would be a good city to visit. Real Betis, Spain, Marseille. I think a lot of you probably want to go Marseille. Their fans can be a bit feisty. Olympiakos, Greece, I think they're in Athens. Yeah, so there's a couple of iconic big name sort of grounds and cities you can visit, I think. Hi Ruby, how you doing, mate? Ruby, let me know who you want in the pots. I think I've got to the stage, Ruby, where we've won the conference, and I think even in the league I don't really get too worried about looking at the fixtures anymore. I think sometimes a club like us, the harder the fixtures, the better we kind of do really. When we got teams that slightly we think are easy on paper, we're a little bit slow getting out and that kind of thing. But I think it doesn't matter. I think bring it on, celebrate being in Europe, and but I think it should be a mix. You want to play some good teams, and then perhaps some teams you haven't heard of, but fairly good. But from pot 2, I think Sporting Lisbon, Marseille, Olympiakos, and Rennes and Betis are the big ones. Pot 3, Molde. I've definitely heard of Molde from Norway. Freiburg, Germany, Maccabi Haifa from Israel. I've been around about. Sparta Prague. Don't know much about the others. Pot 4, Toulouse, Panathinaikos, AEK Athens. They're kind of the big ones, really. Just checking something now, because I think the transfer window's going neck to neck, isn't it, everyone? Yeah, you never know, mate. You never know. I didn't realise that Rangers were in pot 1 till I had a look. I had a feeling they weren't, and then I thought we're going to get a chance to draw them, Bill, but we haven't. So maybe later down the line. Yeah, I think just enjoy the draw. I think there was a path where I think as fans of West Ham, our confidence is fairly high, and it should be high. We've had a good transfer window. We've had a good 2, 3, 4 years, to be fair. A lot of our players are feared and known across. Sometimes when it's your own club, you don't realise how good we are. So you imagine facing West Ham and you look at our team and you've got all those signings that have come in, and you've got Bowen, you've got Antonio. Nobody likes... we take the mick out of Antonio sometimes, but I don't think any club... It was interesting that when we beat Chelsea, I was watching some of the Chelsea fan channels for a reaction, and they're like, I wish we had someone like Antonio up front. So it's really interesting to gauge what other clubs think of our own players, where sometimes we're probably a bit more judgmental, a bit more strict on what we say. So I think we've got to start to respect our club now, and we are kind of feared across Europe now. They know about us. We've been in Europe for a couple of years, including winners of conference, as I said. And we've got a lot of good players in there, Bowen and people like that. And Areola, if he carries on, he'll be in the France squad sooner or later. And hopefully pick up one or two players today. I hope we get Kostic. I hope we get someone like Iheanacho in. That'll make it even better. And then obviously the flip side is one or two have to make way. And there's names like Ben Johnson, Southampton, Cornet, Ings back to Burnley, that kind of thing, really. But that's football, isn't it? It's a merry-go-round, isn't it, really? But I think it's about time that we actually realise how good we are. And people in the draw should be afraid of us. But we as fans, as West Ham fans today, it's all about kind of enjoying the draw, I think. And no matter who we play is, something to look forward to, isn't it? That's the main thing. Yeah, those days are gone, mate. I mean, even in the Carabao Cup, we can all laugh at Spurs. That was very funny. That was brilliant. And we've got a very good, reasonable draw away to Lincoln. With respect, no game's easy. They've done well. I think they're in League Division 1, but they're fourth. They've had a good couple of years. But yeah, we've got a draw like that. We should be more than capable of giving them a good game. But the first thing to do, hopefully, and to be fair to Moyes, he's always played a strong team in the Cups, unlike Allardyce or one or two others. So Moyes, he gives it all. And you just got to be professional, respect the other team, be on it, and we should be okay, mate. And then suddenly, if I'm right, you're into the last 8 or 16, aren't you? And that's the cup. I think it's the type of cup we should be going to. And I think as a club, we've shown we respect all the cups, the way we celebrated and really, Conference League, the fans that came out, that went out there. It shows you. And other clubs might not admit it. They were a bit jealous, They might say, oh, yeah, it wasn't a proper... Of course it's a proper cup. It gets you into Europe, keeps you in Europe. Your name goes worldwide. When you're trying to sign players like our technical director, it's easier for him to sell the club because they know, oh, West Ham, yeah, we know West Ham, you won the cup. Or Declan, you used to play for, we know, before when we were not in Europe, there's a lot of youngsters who are 19, 20. They don't know much about West Ham. And that's why sometimes they used to go to some other teams. But now, I think we're on the map. And hopefully, we got a taste for it. I mean, we don't want Europe to go away. We all love going there. And we want to stay in Europe by hook or crook, whether it's through league positions or kind of winning the cups, dare I say again. We want to stay in there, don't we? So just trying to think when the draw's going to start. Hang on, let me have a look. Don't think it's started yet, but let me know in the chat if you are able to watch it live. So I've got the UEFA proper website on. It's always a couple of minutes behind. I think it's on TNT, which is my other room. I haven't got access to that at the moment, so I might be a bit behind. Yeah, what it is, Ruby, with Areola, before he signed for West Ham, I'm pretty sure he was in the French squad and he was being earmarked to be the new number one, believe it or not, because they knew that people like Lloris is coming to the end. It's just that, he didn't have much time last year and maybe he kind of wasn't not able to be in the squads, but hopefully he's going to be given a lot of games, confidence, specialised position, back him, because it's a very hard position. He will make a few mistakes, especially because you look at how fast the league is, how many shots, how many goals are being created. Just to back him. It's a very specialised position. It's a very confidence-based position. And the least you can do, especially David Moyes, is put your arm around Areola and tell him, you are my number one for 20 games, if not more. Don't worry if we let in. You will stay there. The worst thing you can do, which I think is happening to Arsenal, where Ramsdale mentality with the two number ones they've got, he's making a few mistakes. But if Ariola's got that kind of knowing that he won't be dropped for reasonable amount of time, it's good. The last thing you want to do is one mistake, you pull him out, put Fabianski in. One mistake Fabianski does, you pull him out. Some clubs used to do that. It doesn't do either goalkeeper any good. It's a very specialised position that needs to be respected very differently to any of the outfield positions. So that's kind of the thing on that. Bill's got TNT. So TNT, everyone, was the new channel that came out, the joint venture between Discovery Channel, whom I used to work for many, many years, and BT. So TNT is a JV joint venture between BT and Discovery Warner, which is what it's called now, really. Brilliant. That it is Ruby, and like I said, I'm more than anyone. Yeah, I go mad sometimes over Spill in terms of Antonio gets a lot of flack from me, Moisey, but hands up, Antonio started on fire. Moisey, the more you hammer at Moisey, the more he's on the floor. Though somehow he just comes back up with the win. So every time he's needed a win, he's pulled it out the bag. We're on we're second in the league. Fixtures weren't easy. Fixtures won't be easy going forward. Again, Luton might look easy on paper, but it's their first home game. They're going to be well up for it. It's one of those old-fashioned grounds that you don't want to play it, or you do want to play it, which way you look at it. That Loftus Road is old school ground, isn't it? You don't see those type of low terracing grounds anymore, really bang in the middle of the centre. So I like Friday evening games. I think it keeps your weekends free. Knowing that we've made a good start to the season, knowing that we've had a great window, that we're not even thinking about the man we let go in the summer. I don't think about him. And I think we can look forward to this game at Luton with confidence, excitement. Cut the pints, cut the rums in our glasses, lads. That's life's good. Life's good, Ruby. Life is good, my man. Yeah, it started. So the channel has started, which is good. So again, I will be. But while that's going on, everyone, again, put in your comments what you're thinking about Europa, even the transfer window, because I'm going to go into a bit more now while we wait for the draw to finally start. So I've got the Sky Sports kind of bulletin thing going on. A lot of things going on today. Listen, I mean, that Palmer bloke at City, I mean, he's gone, isn't he? So I think he looked good in the 2 games, scored in the Charity Shield, scored in the Super Cup, 42 million. Chelsea got the deal done. Tottenham prepared to pay 50 million for Johnson. Don't know about that. Very surprised Everton are letting Iwobi go. But as soon as clubs are letting players go, it's kind of given me hints of what's going on. Why would Everton let Iwobi go when he's been all right for them? They must be having Cornet coming in or Ings. Let me know in the chat. Let me have a look again for you, mate. Again, like I said, I don't mind. And I'm happy we're in pot 1, Bill, put it that way. I wouldn't want to play a lot of those teams in pot 1. I do want, obviously, Liverpool, thankfully, don't want to play them. Roma under Mourinho would be hard, wouldn't they? Atlanta's got Scamacca. So pot 2, I think Sporting Lisbon, Bill. Much as I love that country, I love the city Lisbon. Got a good friend who's got a season ticket there. I think Sporting Lisbon is the one that I would rather avoid. They've been in the Champions League more often than not. So Sporting Lisbon for me. Apart from that, Marseille won't be easy, but I think we'll be okay. I think these clubs will be more worried about us. But it started. Ajax has been pulled out, mate. So I will catch up with the chat as soon as the draw's done. But Ajax has been pulled out. So Ajax are going to be in group. West Ham is Group A. We're in Group A. Ajax is Group B, everyone. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, West Ham are Group A. Ajax is Group B. Just going to pick Group C now. So it looks like all the pot 1 teams, the best seeded teams, will be pulled out first. So Rangers are in Group C, everyone. So I'm just going to change it so you guys know what's going on. So I'm just going to add a new ticker at the bottom so you guys know. So Group A is West Ham. So I'm just going to put that in now. Group A, West Ham, everyone. First name pulled out the thing. Wow. Again, I don't think it matters what group you are, because if you go through to the next round, I think they're just all drawn again from the bag. It doesn't matter what group you. Sometimes it used to be, the winners of Group A will play the runners-up of Group B. Some tournaments are like that. They're linked. I don't think it's linked in this one. It could be later on. I don't think so. But every draw is done so differently. Group D is Atlanta. Let's go back to the chat. Listen, we had a good couple of seasons, haven't we, mate? Good couple of seasons. Yeah, definitely. So let me know in the chat who you want to avoid. But for me, I think Sporting Lisbon, Marseille is pretty tricky. And that Israeli team, Maccabi, I wouldn't want to play away out in Israel, mate. I think they're based in Tel Aviv. Yeah, a bit of a tricky visit for some fans, isn't it? Well, usually it's always kicking off over there. So yeah, I think Europe is always tough away, but it's like we've taken Europe so easily. We adopted it and we got into it. It's like the way the team is set up. We're set up for Europe. We're kind of hard to play against. We're very, very fit. We're very, very organised. We're very, very strong, and we're bringing a lot of height into the team now. A lot of big players are joining West Ham, and a lot of set pieces. I think we're going to be, and hopefully it does look like that. We've got even a better squad than last season, even after talking about the person who left. So I think it looks cool. Looks good. Okay, so we are ready for, pot 2 clubs coming out. So Roma's pot G, Leverkusen H. So I'm going to close the chat now. And then I'm going to let you guys know who we've got now. So Group A is West Ham. They will be joined by... Come on, mate, get it out. Olympiacos. West Ham have got Olympiacos. Oh, that's a big one to spell, isn't it? West Ham Olympiacos. Nice visit to Greece, eh? Very nice. And don't forget, it's the top 2 that go through. So I'll stick my head out. We should be fine going through. But I think the... let me spell it properly. Jazz and his bloody keyboard skills. Mr. Y, didn't I? Apologies to everyone from Olympiacos watching. There we go. Let's go back to the chat. So Marseille in Group B with Ajax. So see, that's a tough group, isn't it? So I'd rather have Olympiacos, even though they've got Champions League pedigree, everyone. So I think we're all right. We're all right at the moment. So we've avoided Sporting Lisbon. We've avoided Marseille. So I'm all right. I'm all right with that. But then, Bill, top 2. The advantage of winning the group, as you know, Bill, which we've done, is that you get the second leg at home, don't you, Bill? The advantage, mate. Yeah. Real Betis have joined Rangers in Group C. Is that John O'Shea doing the group? I just realised. There we go. Sporting Lisbon's pulled out. They're in Villarreal's. No, they're Atlanta's group. See, that's a hard group already. Atlanta, Sporting, 2 good teams. Atlanta have been... The names... I know it's not traditionally a big name club, Atlanta, but the last couple of years, 2-3 years, the name's been coming up and up and up and up, and they've managed to get in the Champions League. So this team... So we're going to find out who Liverpool are going to be joining Group E. So Liverpool... Lask, L-A-S-K. They're from Austria, Lask. Olympiacos, obviously from Greece. I think they're based in Athens. I've never been there. I always want to go there. I love history, so Athens, full of history. Liverpool, Lask. Villarreal has been joined by Rennes of France, Group F, and now we're looking for the final. This draws actually. Sometimes it's so slow. That takes so long between the pots. It's getting quite fast. This one, they're rapping for it. Really fast pace. This one, which is good. Roma will be joined by, I think, it's a Czech club. Is it Slavia Prague? Let me have a look. So Slavia Prague, and is it Sparta Prague? And Kotensky, I think, owns 40% of Slavia Prague, which is also the club I think we got our 2 players from, wasn't it? I think Karabberg or Leverkusen. Okay, I think. Hang on, he's flying through this Karabberg, isn't it? So it looks like West Ham. West Ham will be the third team coming up soon. This draw is really quick. Okay, so the third pot 3 names will be pulled out now to join the 2 already. So Group A is, like I said, West Ham, Olympiacos. Let's see who we get. Pot 3, Mulder, Freiburg, Maccabi Haifa, Brighton, Union SG, Sparta Prague, Storm. So I'm hoping we avoid... I don't want to play Maccabi Haifa, the Israeli outfit. I think that's going to be tricky away. Freiburg, Mulder. Yeah. Storm or Sheriff, maybe. I don't think we can be drawn with Brighton. So that's fine. Okay, it's the German club. Okay. Okay. Okay, not great, but I think could have been easy, could have been slightly worse maybe, I think, with that one if you look at pot 3. Yeah. Could have been slightly easier, I think, that one. But we avoided 1 or 2 other teams, like I said. So let me just add the Freiburg to it. And I will also try to look for some... Yeah, I'm just going to look for some pictures of the stadiums if I can. I'm going to show you the Olympiacos ground while we're messing about. Trying to get you some images of the ground if I can. Yeah, let me just share my screen. So that's the Olympiacos Stadium, everyone. As you can see. So that's got, don't know what the capacity is, 32,000. Dates back to the 19th century, the stadium, eh? Capacity of 33,000, open in 1896. Right near the coast, isn't it? It's very interesting. Let me know in the chat if anyone's been there. And I will look for the Freiburg ground. Let's see what that looks like. There we go, I've got that one now. Okay, let me just show you that. Because that's Freiburg, that's their stadium, everyone. So now we're up to, okay, Liverpool have got Union SG, Maccabi Haifa's and the Villarreal Rennes group. We're up to Group H now, I think, the last one. So Leverkusen, Karabag and Molde, the Norway outfit, they're in there. So now we're about to complete the groups now. So like I said, it's been a fairly quick draw the way they've done it. Bill's first away game. Good point, Bill. Good point, mate. Actually, yeah, I mean, a lot of the other teams, I mean, they did a bit of trouble. Nothing happened, did it, mate? But yeah, good point by Bill. First game we won't be able to go to, so probably be Olympiacos. I'm not too sure how they do the fixtures in whatever order. But you're right. But we're about to complete all of the groups now, so there'll be pot 4 completing all the groups. So yeah, you got Toulouse, AEK Athens, Panathinaikos. I tell you, Bill, you mentioning Olympiacos and Panathinaikos, weren't you, in the same group? So let's see if it happens, mate. All right, here we go. Okay, TSC Backer. I don't know nothing about them, mate. Interesting. Let me just update the ticker and then we'll get into it. But I need to find out a bit more about this team. So Freiburg was in there, and then we've got TSC Backer Topola. There we go. That's the group done. But let's find out a bit more about that team. Yeah, let's find out a bit of that and we go into the chat. TSC. There we go. It's come up straight away on the old Google. They're based in Serbia, everyone. So they're from Serbia. Oh, interesting ground. Let me share the ground with you. Let me close that one down. And then I'll share you the pictures of that one. There you go. Where's it gone? Hang on. No, that's not the one. Too many screens open, I have. Hang on. There we go. There we go. So that is that. Serbia. They're from Serbia, everyone. AEK Athens, Brighton. God, look at Group B. Look at Group B. It's Ajax, Marseille, Brighton, AEK Athens. That looks tough to me. But yeah, Olympiacos, Freiburg. Listen, it isn't easy, but we've kind of done well in Europe, so I think we should be okay. I just had a feeling we could have got an easier draw than Freiburg, you know. But that's Freiburg for you. Sparta Prague would have been the other alternative, or Strum, Union SG. Liverpool have got fairly easy in it. LA, SK, Austria, Union SG, Toulouse. Liverpool are going to walk that one. Just finishing off Group F, so that's Villarreal. Yeah, Bill, I'm just... You know the pot 3 is always... You don't know what to think of that, don't you, mate? Pot 1 and 2 is obviously going to be... Yeah. I don't know what to make out of Freiburg. Playing the German league, one of the big leagues, aren't they? I don't know if I wanted someone from one of the lesser leagues in Europe. I'm not sure. But that is that, my man. So, yeah, we'll go on for another couple of minutes. Then I want to give your time back to you because then I'm going to come back very soon with the transfer window show. But as you can see from the ticker, West Ham have been drawn in Group A, Olympiacos of Greece, Freiburg of Germany, and we got the Serbian outfit who any of us don't know nothing about, TSC Baka Topalo. Top 2 go through into the last 16. If you win the group, it's better because if I remember, the second leg is at home in a knockout stage, so there is a reasonable advantage there. Away goals, we've got rid of that a while ago. Doesn't matter about that. So I think it's okay. You can have a nice trip to Germany, nice trip to Greece and Serbia. So fairly easy countries to get to if you want to make it a long weekend or whatever. So I think I'm happy with that. Looks like there won't be any more comments. So I want to give your afternoon or lunchtime back to you, but thanks for joining in. I think I'm happy with that. Like I said, we are one of the big teams in there, and it's teams we haven't played, so it's a different trips, I think. So I'm quite happy with that. And the main thing for the people traveling abroad, I think those 3 locations are fairly easy to get to. They're not tricky, they're not really extreme, or not too far away, I think. So that's kind of that. And yeah, let's look forward to Luton this evening. Let's look forward to the end of the transfer window, which closes at 11 p.m. And I'll be back at 2 o'clock. And I think I'll take that show all the way through as much as I can, close to the Luton game time. Because, yeah, let's see if anything exciting happens in terms of transfer. So, yeah, thanks for watching again. Subscribe if you're first time West Ham Irons channel. And I'll catch up with you later on. So come on, you Irons. Let's get this another European journey underway. Thanks for joining in. Take care.